Look at my lovely little Nurglings. Look at them having a little fun. That's why they're so happy versus Archaon and his Marauder band. Tamrakon, Tammy. With the big old Chad Giant, Pestigors, Marauders, Poison Warhounds, Nurglings. Versus the weak Hellstriders. The Horsemasters and Marauder Horsemen and Hellcat and Archaon. The Chad Archaon. I can't ever knock Archaon. He's just too Chad. He's too Chad. But will he be Chad enough versus the Thunderguff and Tammy? We'll see. Yeah, this was a game on the ladder here against Flat Earth Dave. Seeing his build, it's kind of what I expected. It's nothing but Horsemasters trying to skirmish me out. And, yeah. I'm kind of used to this, being a Chaos player, being the Chaos Lord myself. And I wanted to place a Nurgle because if any of you watched the game of Broccoli Fangirl versus, I believe it was Blood Penguin, yeah, in the Faction Wars over on Turd's channel. Shout out to both players and Turd. Yeah, it was probably the greatest match I've seen and just so good. It made me want to, it inspired me. It made me want to go play Nurgle. And here I am trying to make Nurgle work. I do like Nurgle. I like piece of Nurgle. And we have to sit here, eat shots, suffer, be as tough as we can, and hope to live. Does artillery count as a missile? I assume it does, because the missile resistance does help out those Pestigors there. Quite a bit if it does. Hellstriders, though, not going to do too great against multiple dogs, and the Arwar Nurglings there, the Nurglings have damage reflection, healing, they're pretty tough lads. At 8,000 HP for 60 models. The Horsemasters, though, and the Horsemen are going to be annoying as heck. But we're just going to pile on, and this being Black Ark, yeah, it's a lane map. 2 lanes, just move forward, which is exactly what Nurgle wants to do. And because he has no forces here besides Archaon and the Aspiring Champs, I could just move on. I could just keep moving. His Horsemen have to get pushed back, and it's just an easy push, right? He's accumulating way more value than I am right now, but I eventually am going to catch up. All I have to do is spam out War Dogs and eventually Furies, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. I just have to get there, though. Luckily, Bile Trolls, I've been sleeping on Bile Trolls on Nurgle. They have 60 armor, regeneration, nice melee defense, and yeah, Archaon trying to duke it out with the Everchosen here, but the Everchosen doesn't want any of that smoke. I don't know if our Tammy actually beats Archaon in a one-on-one fight. I'd assume it's pretty close. But with the healing, though, yeah, it should be good. Soul of Damnation. Surprisingly, dogs eat artillery like this pretty fast. If it's low armor artillery, they will mulch it up pretty quick. I've had it done to me multiple times with, like, wolf rats and stuff, other dogs. And I just remember all those horrible moments. So, yeah, if my opponent's not careful, I will eat up. And that's the problem with not having, like, a ground force. I can just send dogs over there and just destroy the Soul of Damnation pretty quick. Thunderguff over here with the Pestigors beating up on the Aspiring Champs. I don't know why my opponent picked Aspiring Champs. They're not good in this matchup. I would have preferred... He should just be spamming out Forsaken, which he's doing now. Just have nothing but Forsaken. They will beat back Pestigors. Well, I guess if I went Chaos Warriors, that would be a problem. Especially great weapons, they'll trade pretty well into them. 700 to 800, I mean, Forsaken won't uptrade because they just don't have the AP. Great weapons, and on top of that, the poison, yeah, it's pretty bad. Bile Trolls coming in now. Frolickers, Bubonic chasing away Marauder Horsemen. We gotta make sure we're not fighting off the point too. Kha'Zix coming in. I was baiting between Kha'Zix or the Chaos Hero of Nurgle? Yeah. And turns out Hero of Nurgle would have been better, because I didn't know Kha'Zix had weakness to fire. I rarely ever play Nurgle, rarely ever use Kha'Zix. I'm so used to the old meta where the hero was the thing. And here goes the Hounds again. If I can just drop them to 3 models, I should be good. And 55 HP, that's insane. Yep, 3 models. So now the Soul of Damnation no longer will operate, so I can just leave that thing there, and yeah. Just move on into the next target. I've been sleeping on Chaos Warhounds, honestly. They actually do pretty good work and will beat Marauder Horsemen. They'll have a tougher time with the Horse Masters, but the regular Horsemen, though, they will mulch. Same with Furies. I learned that from fighting off Danny. Oh, man. And now we can just push up. Now, why bring the Thunderguff? Well, Giants are usually good into WoC. The Horse Masters shooting, if you get enough of them into the Thunderguff, yes, they will absolutely destroy it. The problem is, I have way too many. If they end up doing exactly what they're doing right now, which is what I predicted, my Warhounds and Fury should be able to chase them off, and the Thunderguff could just beat back anything. The Trolls, Spawn, what are the other ones? The Blood Beast, anything like that. Even like Chaos Knights too. Just gotta make sure we fight on the point because they do have the maneuverability. Or things like Rot Knights. Rot Knights were an issue I was considering. Problem is, Rot Knights suck if you don't have proper support. And the Thunderguff, along with Pestigors and Tammy, should be able to beat them back pretty hard. And eventually, when we get the Bile Trolls, that should help out. It's just about adding nothing but debuffs to all these units. If Archaon wants to chase those Poison Warhounds, I am all game for that. Yeah, he can chase them to the spawn, I don't care. I'd be happy with that. I'll summon a Lord, summon something to deal with him after. And then my opponent realizes that he's chasing a little too hard and then moves off. Most of his horsemen, actually all of his horsemen, are pretty much damn near out of ammunition. He should just unsummon them at this point. He's trying to use them to capture points, which isn't a bad idea, but they need to actually gain value rather than just hold points that you can hold. Because once they capture, they can just run off, but they're not really doing anything if they just sit on the point. Here they go, charge again, not a bad idea. Into dogs, should be fine, but if they stay too long, they're not gonna be welcome. Archaon helping out. Archaon should be helping out Terror route those dogs, though I think that's a huge mistake actually for my opponent. If he did that, those dogs would be chased off the map easily by Archaon. And now that we chased off those horsemen, we can now rear charge these ones with all this goodness. Kha'Zix, dogs, and yeah, the Furies. Yeah, Furies and Chaos Warhounds you really got to be careful with. They're easily routable. And that's the reason I never ever bring them. Just too easy to route. But if you get enough of them, surround, that should help out with their leadership issue. Starting with 38 leadership is really bad, but if you get enough of them, they can move on up, I think, to like 60s if you get enough. You start charging, and then, but if you get hit by Burning Head, it's not good. It's really bad, actually. Matter of fact, that probably just turned the whole tide. And with Archaon there, he just routes everything. Damn, Archaon's so good. I love Archaon. Here I am fighting off. Looks like the Rot Knights did not enjoy that beatdown. They should just be running on the other side of the map, trying to recuperate their HP. And a real fun trick with Furies is, since Furies will guarantee that they get their charge off, whereas anything like the Marauder Horsemen won't be able to. So it makes them it gives them the edge. Words, trying to talk. Here come my own Rot Knights, which is why I was saving up all that value, folks. And mine are the ROR. His are kind of beaten back. Honestly, you should just pull his back. They're not gonna really win this fight, and they're just delaying the inevitable. If anything, they're taking more damage than they should. If they pull back, recover HP, it wouldn't be as bad. Matter of fact, you probably could just maneuver them over to the side point. Yeah, you just can't hold. Kha'Zix getting his ass kicked right up by Archaon, which makes sense. Weakness to fire and all that. Here come his horsemen now, trying to shoo away the rest of my stuff, recapturing his home. But the Rotting Riders, pretty much, all they have to worry about is Archaon. That's it. Other than that, they'll just win every other engagement from here on out. If he brings Hellstriders, that could kind of be an issue, but seeing as how I'm going back to his home objective retake with Thunderguff, Trolls, and Tammy, along with some Pestigors, that should flip that pretty easy. We're going to have a nice big Nurgle sandwich, full of pestering disease and grossness and poison. I got two Marauders in the rear, though, coming in to hold. And, yeah, he was doing a Burning Head to try to hit my Pestigors. Think I wasn't paying attention. And now, boy, was I paying attention. And yeah, these horsemen aren't really doing anything. Even if they recharge the Rotting Riders could easily turn around and just, yeah, just flick them off. Speaking of flicking them off, they're about to do that right now. Probably hit the Aspiring Champs too, make way for those Marauders over down there. Yeah, we're just cleaning house. The Thunderguff providing terror is real nice. Well, it hasn't been really useful this game besides just beating up Aspiring Champs and, yeah, the Rotting Rider. So I guess he'll pay for himself that way. Pestigor's up trading into Forsaken, love that. Got some Poison Warhound to help retake that objective and support there. I'm down on points, but I'm up on value, and I'm super up soon. The problem is I haven't really had any healing besides the Trolls. And I guess my own Rotting Riders. We'll get there, though. Tamrakhan, the best choice? Yeah, depends. If you expect Archaon and Burning Head, yeah, that Burning Head was just not worth it. But if it was something like Sartorial or a Metal Caster with Final Trance, I think that'd be a bigger issue. But if I have a caster with, what is that spell? Fleshy Abundance, that kind of flips things. Because I think you can get just the... I think you actually get more Fleshy Abundance out than you can Final Trance. But Sartorial with his Spell Mastery, I think might even that out. I'm not sure. But I think Fleshy Abundance has a longer casting time than Final Trance. I think Final Trance is 14 seconds, or 16 seconds, somewhere around there. Fleshy Abundance overcasted on anything there should have a good amount of time. I'm not sure. But yeah, back to the game. Archaon's trying to hit these Poison Warhounds now that these Horsemasters are here, or Horsemen are here. And we're just going to screen them away, pull back our Thunderguff, try to see if we can get our caster in here. Win on this front. Here come the Forsaken. We can easily beat them if we isolate them. With the Pestigors, the Hounds, whatever else is there. Probably some Furies. Just going to have these Poison Warhounds chase them off instead. Make sure our Thunderguff, and that's, I think, the biggest issue right here. If my opponent had brought, well, I don't think Spear Leech is really worth it. Here's a big blunder on my end. I send in dogs by themselves into Forsaken. Huge mistake. Really don't need to do that. My poor dogs are getting smacked by these nasty mutated monstrosities. And here comes Striders to help put the nail in the coffin, which will beat back Pestigors easily now. If anything, I should have had the Warhound sitting there behind both these units and countercharge any Slanesh Riders coming in, or just intercept. Although we are winning on this front, and we are triple capping our opponent, so it's not that bad. And as long as we dodge Archaon, we should be fine. Battle Trolls hitting their healing cap, so they must be winning here. Archaon trying to Burning Head Rotting Riders, probably not going to do that much. Does roughly a little over 100 damage, barely. And here we go, just get this round. My opponent's not paying attention, really lapsing on his micro here. And it's going to be the biggest mistake he makes this game, because Archaon is going down. Tammy, Dogs, and Rotting Riders, sign me up. We're just making sure he doesn't take... Oh, here comes my caster, finally. And you know we have plenty of Winds of Magic. Going to heal up the Thunderguff from 753, and we'll see how much we can get out of him. Let's see, that was 18 seconds for Fleshy. I don't know if Overcasted adds duration, so I'm going to assume it's 18 seconds. Which is still longer than Final Trance, Overcasted. Yup, it's going to hit 5,000. Yeah, from 700 to 5,000, that's pretty insane. And now he's back in the fight. If I get another Fleshy Abundance off on him, it's going to be insane, honestly. Oh man, he'll go up another 5,000. It's like, good luck. Man, healing in this game really is busted, isn't it? To go from absolute dead to back up to snuff is so good. Yeah, Final Trance is mainly what I was worried about. If my opponent was really savvy, though, really ballsy, he could bring three Rot Knights in the open and just try to get me that way. But Horsemasters can work, but you really got to make sure your Horsemasters are protected. Probably spam out Striders in the open instead of, or maybe Forsaken, I don't know. I would actually lose the Hell Cannon. You really don't need the Hell Cannon. It's nice, but you rather protect your Horsemasters overall rather than lose. And it's too easy to get the Hell Cannon, as you guys saw. Maybe have it in reserve instead. Have two Striders, or have your own Warhounds. That's how I would do it. two Furies absolutely destroy Hellstriders. Yup. Yup. Just because they can get the charge off, guaranteed, compared to the Hellstriders. On top of that, they got poison. Yeah, look at that. We absolutely annihilate Hellstriders. And then Pestigors for the Forsaken. We can send one Fury to intercept the Forsaken after that, and it's pretty much done. Archaon's dead. It's only Horsemasters, really, and yeah, that's GG. GG, opponent. GG, Flat Earth Dave here on the ladder. But I'm glad to get my giant in, my giant Thunderguff. Dogs absolutely ate this game. Here come the aspiring champs. And that's just me knowing he was going to go straight up meta. I'm going to spam skirmishes. Well, you get punished for it now. Now, if he had like a Hell Cannon and a bunch of Marauders backed up by Forsaken, I would actually have some huge trouble there. Although my Marauders would beat his, my Pestigors would beat the Forsaken somewhat. At least they'll uptrade well enough. The problem is dealing with Archaon, which Tammy and the Thunderguff would have to do. And yeah. If he did that though, and then had the Hell Cannon behind, I think that would go way better. Because he can just Burning Head the front line. His Marauders would eventually beat mine, because mine got Burning Head. And that's how you would play it. But because I can dodge Burning Head since there's no front line, it goes the other way. So yeah. A bit ambitious trying to do a Hell Cannon with no protection. And that's why the 2 Poison Warhounds in the open was so good. So good. And Arcane ain't bad here. Like I said, it's either Metalcaster, like Sartorial, or just regular Metalcaster, and then that. You could try, like, 2 Skull Crushers or, like, triple Rot Knights in the open. Try to be ballsy there. Or even, what are those? Doom Knights. Doom Knights would actually be pretty nasty. Try to go for a Lord Snipe easily. But that's why I brought the Thunderguff. Not as easy to get down. Probably just save up for the Rotting Riders for the counter charge. Although Doom Knights will beat... If you get enough Doom Knights, they will beat the Rotting Riders. It's pretty sad. Alright, folks. I've been talking enough. It's hard to speak. If you guys like the video, please like and follow me here on YouTube. Subscribe if you can. Come join me on our tournaments or on stream when we have them. If we do have the tournaments, join in by going on Total Tavern. And yeah, with all that said, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.